Welcome back, everyone, to your podcast, our podcast, the Popular Side Podcast. As always, here's Yinka Yusuf.
Good evening, people. How are we doing?
And I'm Athetico. Yinka, what's happening?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
If only people know the level of chaos that's happened before this recording.
Yeah.
Which is why I tell you that I prefer the studio, the live sessions more than this virtual studio. Right?
Yeah, we've been at this now for an hour.
1 hour. When we were prepping, you had a problem. Then we started recording. Then I had a problem.
Yeah.
Then we had to scrap the first version. So this is the second one we're recording.
Yeah. Thankfully, we only went like 3.5 minutes on the first one.
Yeah, we only went like 3.5 minutes. It took us another 30 minutes before we could hopefully fix, the tech issues. It's just crazy.
The good thing is, whenever anyone ends up watching, it would be fine.
Yeah,
because
you never know.
we would have done some magic in the background. So
yeah, we would have.
We're recording on a Sunday night. I'm happy we're back to our Sunday cadence. Today is the 21st of September, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal just hosted Manchester City. The Merseyside derby just happened yesterday. Again, because it was at Anfield, I don't consider it a derby. Everton, we're never going to win that. I said that last week. It's only a derby when Liverpool go on the road. I believe David Moyes has he's never beaten Liverpool at Anfield. And he's played them like 29 times or something ridiculous. I don't
if not more.
Not more. So I'm sorry. It's just not. It's not a serious conversation to consider it a tough matchup for Liverpool. But we're gonna move very, very, very quickly through things because there's a lot coming out of the City at Arsenal match that we need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you don't mind, we will get into it. So,
let's go.
First of all, the big game. You just told me that the big game in Liga doesn't happen until tomorrow. I thought it was today, so it doesn't happen until Monday. So it's perfect for us. We're just gonna pretend like Liga doesn't exist, and then we will come back to talk about PSG and Marseille when we talk about the Champions League.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Bundesliga real quick. Harry Kane had a big week. Bayern had a big week.
Mm-hmm.
Is this just a procession? They're gonna get crowned by mid-season, and everything will be over. Yeah, I think so too.
I think so too.
The only thing that stood out for me, and I don't want to jump into the Champions League, was just how good Mikel Arteta is.
Maybe we should just start with the Champions League. Then come.
You want to just do that?
Let's do that. Let's do that. So go ahead.
So let's just jump into Chelsea at Bayern. I was an idiot. I thought Chelsea could actually do something. They did try to do something, but ultimately Bayern were comfortable. I mean, the scoreline, was it 3-1? Yeah, because they chopped off the late goal because of offside. There's something going on with Cole Palmer. I hope it's just injury and fitness. I hope it's not because it's being found out. I never thought he was a very strong physically player. And frankly, I never thought he was that skilled. I thought he was having a moment. I always thought that. I'm not revising history here. I thought he was having a moment. But, I wish the kid well. But Mikel Arteta, kid's good.
I told you. Kid's good. Bayern are good.
Yeah.
Midfield of Pavlovic, especially Pavlovic. Very, very good player. And maybe also Chelsea kind of, what's the word to use now?
They were naive.
And they made Bayern look better than Bayern ideally look.
That's possible.
Because I saw Bayern over the weekend. They played, was it Hoffenheim also?
Hoffenheim,
away?
Yeah, they played Hoffenheim.
Yeah, they were lucky. Let me just put it that way. Neuer their goalkeeper was the busiest player on the pitch. Yeah.
That's
yes,
tough.
I get it's a weakened Bayern side and blah blah blah. Nicholas Jackson started, but it's still Bayern and it's still Hoffenheim. Yeah. And that Chelsea game, see, Chelsea play with some level of naivety. I don't know who's young. Is it the players only, or is it the coach only, or the players and the coach? It's like everybody just looks immature. Let me just put it that way. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, you don't go to Allianz Arena, right, and play like that. Or maybe they're sipping too much on their world champions Kool-Aid. And I hate it when people call them world champs. Anyway, okay, you're world champ. You don't play like that. Champions League football is different, especially when you're playing a Bayern Munich. It's supposed to be a disciplined game, not, you play your game, make I play my game. No. So they were naive. Coach was naive. Team was naive. Their style of play was naive. Everything. Yeah? The only good player that day was Caicedo. I rest my case.
All right, so we're going to move very quickly, emphasis on very quickly through these Champions League things, right? So I know you want to go in on Chelsea, but let's spare them.
Chill for the EPL game.
Let's spare them. Let's do the Barcelona game. So Barcelona came to England, Newcastle. I was wrong. Yeah. I thought they'd never played at Newcastle before, but apparently they did 28 years ago. Faustino Asprilla was in the stands, to kind of commemorate the occasion. It brought back a lot of memories.
I remember that game.
I didn't remember that game.
Now that you said it, I actually remember that game.
I didn't remember. It was 28 years. I did not remember that game. It just completely skipped my mind.
Wow. When you mentioned Faustino Asprilla, I remember that game.
Yeah. So he was in the stand. It's crazy how people age. It's so funny because it was always kind of leggy when he ran. Yeah. And now he was walking kind of funny. So I hope his health is fine or whatever. But I'm like, was it injury or whatever? It was just kind of moving kind of funny. But the only thing that mattered from that game really was Marcus Rashford. Again, it's become a moment's player. I've heard a lot of people say, we've joked about it, that, Man U could have used him, blah, blah, blah. I've always wanted him. I've wanted him at Arsenal throughout the time he hasn't been good for the last 4 years. The reality is, if you're looking at Marcus Rashford as a goal scorer, he's really only had 1.5 seasons of elite goal scoring. Yeah. He hit 30 once. I'm not sure he hit 20 again. I'm not sure. I have to check. And he had several seasons where he scored 4 or 6 goals. Right? So for someone who doesn't do anything else, Yinka, is not a dribbler. He runs behind, you give him the ball, he scores. Occasionally, he will square for someone else to score. So when he's not scoring, what does he give you? He doesn't really track back. He's not a great dribbler. He's not a great provider. He's not really a winger. He's a not very good center forward, does his best work through the middle kind of player. But having said all that, he scored 2 beautiful goals. Second one, more beautiful than the first.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. And he didn't play today. He wasn't in the starting lineup today.
But he came on. He came on in the second half. He came on in the second half today. But I told you he will bang at Barcelona, right?
Yeah, he did.
Because all the negatives that you said about him, Barcelona don't need him to do that. They don't.
He did.
So he will be fine. He'll be fine. So in the spirit of moving on quickly, let's go on.
Okay, so let's do it.
The game of the week for me will be Juve Dortmund. That was a crazy game. It ended 4-4. So in the space of 7 days, it was Juve that was home. So in the space of 3 days, what am I saying, 3-4 days, Juve has gone through a game where it was high scoring. It was like basketball. It was 4-3 Inter the weekend, and midweek was 4-4 Dortmund. And it was the same thing. They equalized almost the last kick of the game, and it was checked by VAR because it was very tight, and VAR, gave them the goal, and it ended 4-4. So imagine having that kind of euphoria for 2 games. Then come the weekend, they drew 1-1 away to Verona, which is Juve for you. But game of the week for me was Juve Dortmund. Yeah.
But question for you: can we take Dortmund seriously this season? or is it?
Nah.
Is it
Nah.
okay? So same. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's
All right.
changed.
City Napoli, didn't really work out the way we thought it might. Early red,
Red messed
deserved
up the
red.
game.
It was a red.
Yeah, it was deserved. It was a red.
For Napoli. And then KDB was withdrawn. He was the player that had to be sacrificed. I'm not sure if he should have been
Obviously.
the one.
Of course.
You think so?
Because,
I would have pushed him up. But go on.
But he can't. He doesn't have the legs to do the running for an extra man. Because once you're down 10 man, the work that extra guy should have done will be sprinkled across everybody, especially in midfield.
Yeah.
I would have taken him off also.
I thought Politano did the work of like 3 people for the rest of.
He's a workhorse.
Yeah, it's just I like him a lot. That was impressive. Ireland for me did not. Go on.
Random thought before you move on. Talking about DOGSO that we see these days, right?
Yeah. Tell the people what DOGSO means.
Denial of goal scoring opportunity. It's a reference term so that if you're the last man and you tackle, it's a red card, right? And okay, maybe that's my problem. The way they're defining and explaining it now, I thought it was when it's a cynical challenge, or the guy is obviously ahead of you, like the rule in basketball. What was it called again? When the ball is ahead,
clear path.
Yeah, I would have thought it's clear path foul for football.
Yes,
but these days it seems as if But these days it seems as if once you're the last defender and you're beaten and you foul, not even beaten, or you're about to be beaten, or the guy is at the same level with you, and you foul, it's a red card. And I'm like, really? Is that what it should be?
So I don't have the rule in front of me, but it's 2 things you have to consider. So one is, was it a clear goal scoring opportunity? It doesn't have to be 100% certainty that you score, but it has to be a clear goal scoring opportunity. If you're in your own box and for some reason there's nobody else between you and the opponent's box, that is not a clear goal scoring opportunity. You got to run 80 yards, right? So it has to be reasonable. So 1, clear goal scoring opportunity. 2, no covering defender. The covering defender thing, it can go either way, right? They can be right next to you. They can have a reasonable shot and the goalkeeper is not a defender in this case, right? So for me, it's actually very clear, Yinka. I think you're trying to read nuance into it when this is a rule that cannot have too much nuance. Yeah.
Okay. I know I'm going off tangent.
Go for it.
I've seen refs in recent times, right, where a defender is the last man and it makes a fair tackle.
Okay.
And they say it's DOGSO. That's the one I have a problem with.
No, it doesn't have to be unfair. If it's a foul, it's a denial of a goal scoring opportunity.
No, but,
you know what I mean?
But I would have thought there's a clear path. There's
because but for that foul,
if I'm the last defender and I tackle you, right, and it's a foul, that's a footballing play. It's a foul.
If you're the last defender, you have to get the ball. If you don't get the ball, you cannot foul it.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. I know what the rule is. I'm saying inherently, as a footballer, that rule is kind of
unfair.
Odd. It's unfair. If I make a fair tackle, if you've beaten me and I pull you back or I foul you or whatever, then I've denied a goal scoring opportunity. But it's 1-on-1 with me and I make a foul. You're in front of me, you dribble and I make a foul. And you're like, oh, you denied a goal scoring opportunity. Hell no. But if you've beaten me already, right, then I now pull you back. Then I will say that's a goal scoring opportunity.
I think I understand what you're saying, right? But you have to understand what was the intent of the rule. The intent of the rule is we don't get enough goals, we want more goals. Right?
I get it.
That's the intent.
And when you put it that way, I rest my case. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and then I would say for the who was the guy that was red carded? Remind me.
For Napoli.
Who was the guy?
I can't even remember.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it was.
It may have been their captain.
I think
it was their captain.
It was
Di Lorenzo. Thank you. They're right back. The way they play, right back. So I actually thought he got the ball, but apparently he did not get the ball. But he just barely missed the ball, and he just barely got the guy. Right? So it was unfair on both ends, right? But something like that, just put a body on the guy. Don't go down. If you go down, you absolutely have to get the ball. That's what it comes down to.
Okay. Let's move on.
All right. So, what else? How did Liverpool do? Let's do them quickly.
Liverpool
in the Champions
once
League,
again started off like a house on fire, scored 2 quick goals. Then I don't know what happened. They went on vacation. Atlético Madrid came back surprisingly. They're having a horrible season, Aki. Atlético Madrid, that is. But in that game, they actually came back. And it was going to look like Liverpool were going to drop their first 2 points of the season. It was going to end a draw. And once again, I don't know how long they will continue to do this. Right? They scored a last-minute winner by Van Dijk, a header by Van Dijk. And then what then happened, there was a scuffle between your friend and the Liverpool fans. Right, and he was red carded, and I get his hair is going to be banned and stuff like that. A lot of people have said that Liverpool fans, Anfield especially, and this is not the first time. You saw what happened with Semenyo, and a lot of people say the fans that sit close to the opponents, that they intentionally say, "Don't let me." We don't know. This is what
bad words.
That they say bad things to the players and the coaching staff of the opponents, which is not good. Something needs to happen to that. But Liverpool won. Atletico Madrid actually deserved to get a point, at least a point. But unfortunately, they didn't. Liverpool scored last-minute goal, like I said. Van Dijk powered the header into the net. It is what it is.
So, because you and I have been around the block a few times, and because this is not our first rodeo, I would just make this submission. It's a long season, right? Remember what I always say. Even the best teams, we have dips. What you hope is when your dip comes, it doesn't last forever, right? And that you don't have too many dips, right?
Yeah.
But the best coaches know that your players are not going to all be in tip-top shape forever, right?
Yep.
Throughout the season, right? The flu season's coming, things will happen. Kids are back in school. They'll bring germs back home.
Nations Cup in December,
and then the Nations Cup. So when you find a way to win, you have to celebrate it. So Liverpool fans right now have to absolutely be happy. Bank. Don't question I don't care. I don't care how we're winning. What you need is to bank those points, because it will come a time, and this is what I think will happen. What's the name of their number 7 again? His name, Wirtz. Wirtz will really start cooking. Isak will be in tip-top shape, and they will lose. They will lose games that they don't deserve to lose, because that's how football is. Football is not math. It'll be mathematics, So right now, they've won like 4 games that they should have either drawn or lost. And then it will come a time, Yinka, where they will lose games where they dominated, and a goalkeeper stands on their head and you can't get past them. Or the referees of England would be like, "Oh, you think you're having a great season? Watch us."
That's not going to happen to Liverpool.
Oh, you will.
That will not happen to Liverpool again.
We'll see.
I can. No. I'm saying every other thing except the referees in favor of Liverpool. Every other thing I agree, but the refs against Liverpool is not going to happen.
All right.
They were literally apologizing to them with that goal that was erroneously cancelled.
Tottenham,
yeah. And ever since then, it's like, we messed up our dear Liverpool. We can't do. The game against Liverpool, against Everton, we even got in there. Everton got a yellow card because somebody played the free kick fast.
I know. That was crazy.
He played the free kick from the spot that the free kick shouldn't have been taken from. That's the first time I will see a ref give a yellow card for someone that takes a free kick from a spot that is not that the foul was not committed at. What nonsense is that? Okay. What you tell them typically is take the ball back, start the game again.
No, not a yellow card. But these referees are just bad. I guess that's my point. Even with the DOGSO, the referees are just bad.
Yeah.
It's not even the rule. The referees are just terrible. Okay.
Anyway,
Arsenal went to Bilbao, right? So Bilbao is special, right? It was their first time back in the Champions League in a decade. For those who don't know, Athletic Bilbao, they're in the Basque region, the formerly maybe still separatist region in Spain. Real Sociedad is in the same Bilbao, region from in San Sebastian, but they both used to have the same policy that they only recruited either Basque natives or players from the Basque region who grew up there. Sociedad has relaxed theirs a little bit.
They stopped completely.
Stopped completely, but they still get a lot of the Basque players.
They still get a lot of Basque players, yeah.
Bilbao still have the same policy. So obviously, Nico Williams and Iñaki Williams, they're not Basque, but they're from the region. They were born in the region. So they can play there. Every other person is, either you were born there or you're native Basque. So that means that the talent pool that they draw from is really, really small.
Yep.
Right. So it's amazing that they would be in the Champions League. And from everyone I've read and listened to accounts of people at the stadium, apparently it was like the most enjoyable place to watch a game. They were respectful, they were knowledgeable about the game, blah, 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 blah. So that was a great atmosphere. But the game itself was really weird until Martinelli came in with Trossard, and Martinelli scored within 60 seconds of coming in, and
30,
it was
38
was it 30 seconds? That's crazy.
38 seconds.
And it was an assist from Trossard, a very athletic assist, if I may call it. And then the second goal was now Martinelli to Trossard. End of story. Now, this is a good segue because at the end of the match, they asked Arteta, hey, you have this subs, you have a loaded team, how are the players going to be taking it? And he's like, I don't have subs, I have finishers, and this is, can I go on? Can I go on? Just go on to the, so, Yinka, Arsenal fans are having a problem. They're having a moment with Arteta because, so he brought in the subs, they combined with each other, they scored 2 goals. Arsenal win their first Champions League match away, tough match, all of that. That was on Tuesday. Today, they were home against City. There are 2 extra days of rest, even though they traveled. City didn't travel against Napoli, but they were home and City was traveling to them from Manchester to London. So presumably they should have been fresher than City. They've had 2 days, even with the travel. They had at least 1 day of not traveling. But I said from the beginning, City are title contenders. So I don't understand why people expect City not to play well. And then for the first time in my life, there was a rear guard action by a Pep team. They did the thing that we've given Arsenal credit for doing. That was excellent defensive work by City. People say they parked the bus. I completely disagree. Park the bus is what Mourinho does. Park the bus is what Benitez might do occasionally. That's not what Pep did. He got midfielders masquerading as defenders to play excellently in defense. They frustrated the Arsenal players. It was excellent world-class defense. And Yinka, I know you don't like, I know you don't like Donnarumma, but if the kid, his backup had been in goal, Arsenal would have scored six goals. That's the reality of it. So sometimes your presence matters, as in literal presence. And another striker doesn't score that Haaland goal today. Because that goal, some people will blame Saliba, blah, blah, blah. It was indecisive, but it was literally a foot race between Haaland and Gabriel. They started on the same line and they finished 6 yards apart. Yeah. That was the goal. They finished 6 yards apart. That was it. What Saliba did or did not do is irrelevant. This guy is blessed with size, with finishing, and with pace. And he burned Gabriel. And honestly, Gabriel did not have his best game, even outside of that moment, So we can talk about what Arteta could have done. People said, they didn't like a starting lineup, but Eze didn't play well in midweek. he did not play well in midweek. So I'm okay with Eze not starting, right? You have two subs who came in and combined, and he gave one of them the start, and it kept him in. Let me fast forward. I'm frustrated because I'm like, if you don't want this guy, name me someone that you want to come in right now and replace it. Mourinho, who just went back to Benfica. Like, just name me someone. We've seen the Ballon d'Or shortlist or whatever, right? You see any Arsenal players on there? Arsenal has good players, but they're not Ballon d'Or players. Let us just keep this stuff real. Like Luis Diaz is a better left winger than Gabriel Martinelli. Let's just be real. Is more impactful, is bigger, stronger, faster, it scores more goals. Trossard is a Brighton player and he plays like one half the time. So I'm like, what are we talking about? So I'm like, the fact that you're contending, and I'm going to wrap on this. What I hate the most is people who say, and Henry says this too, and I hate it. I love Henry. There's no more excuses. Who's making excuses before? And they say, you must win now. But you also told me yesterday that Liverpool were the favorites. So Liverpool are the favorites. The bookies agree with you. Liverpool are the favorites by a lot. But we must win or I lose my job. I'm not following. I'm done, Yinka. I don't understand you people anymore. I don't get it.
There was a particular period where I denounced being an Arsenal fan. You remember this? I'm like,
it's frustrating.
I don't have the patience for this, and I've just decided to just ignore people these days. But everything you said, I 1000% agree with. This was this guy's assessment of the game. John Cross is the chief editor for The Mirror. On Twitter, this was his assessment of the game. Match verdict: Arsenal 1, Man City 1. Mikel Arteta looked scared to lose. His team selection certainly make it look that way. Rejuvenated City so close to victory. This is a supposed Arsenal fan, John Cross. And I'm like, rejuvenated? That City looked rejuvenated? That's the first time City under Pep, or Pep in his, maybe City under Pep. I think it's City under Pep, not Pep in his career. Had 38% possession. In his entire City career. City were there for the taking, right? You're right. If that wasn't Donnarumma, it was Trafford that was in the post, there's no way Arsenal wouldn't have scored. There's no way Arsenal would have scored. See, I went through Wenger period where Arsenal were not relevant. We were irrelevant. Now, and all I asked for when Wenger was there is I just want to matter when it comes to the end of the season. I don't want my season to end in February, March.
No, December 15th.
For Champions League. Or
December 15th, before Christmas.
I want to matter, right? And we have gradually gotten to a point where Arsenal now matter. But now some stupid Arsenal fans don't get that the opposition are gaslighting you. And you are going along with their troll, with the nonsense that they are spewing. So this thing that you say, Arsenal doesn't have an excuse. So is it Liverpool that has an excuse? You won last season. You bought the best striker in the league. He's joined you. Your own best player is still there, right? You got Viets. You got a new left back. So does Liverpool have an excuse?
The only place where Liverpool lost someone that mattered is backup goalkeeper. Because now who's gonna play all their FA Cups and whatever, and
they'll find one young kid to do that, Aki.
That's it. They will. Otherwise, they're the same team.
Liverpool might actually just forfeit those two tournaments and say, you know what, Champions League and EPL we want to play this season, right? See, people should wise up. And I told you this day one of the season. I said after all these signings, if there's any game that Arsenal should just draw, I said it. I said everybody will come after Arteta. Yeah. Arteta is the problem. Arteta is Akin, we've played the top two teams, and in both games, Arsenal did not look out of sorts. Actually, we can actually say that Arsenal were the better side. Arsenal was clearly the better side today. Now, here's what I will say. You need to find ways to win this kind of games. I get that. I don't have a problem with that. And that is something everybody acknowledges. And if you ask Arteta, he will tell you exactly the same thing. Of course he knows, right? But for you to believe that he intentionally, it's crazy, Aki. And he said something when he was interviewed today. I'll pass it on to you quickly.
Go for it.
He said, one of the reporters asked him, they said, how come, what's the problem with your starting midfield, right? It seems as if there's a problem with everybody seems to say, Merino shouldn't have started. Eze should have started in midfield. And then I said, but this same midfield three played against Bilbao. You didn't ask me this question. That was his response to the reporter. You see what I'm saying? Once you win, it's not a problem.
Everything's
Once you
good.
lose, it's because you didn't do this. Just support your team and shut the hell up. Everybody on EFTV, just shut the hell up. All the fans online, just keep quiet. Shut the hell up. You're creating unnecessary pressure on your club. Just support your team. The team is playing well. All this, Eze should have. Eze started the game. Which of the games did he start the other day? The Bilbao game. He didn't have a good game.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
And they said, it's because Arteta restricted you. Arteta said you should play left wing.
Dude,
you're not. There are 3-4 coaches in that team. Probably even 5. You are not in the training sessions with them. You don't know what the hell is going on. You don't.
I think there's a lack of appreciation for how hard modern coaching is, right? Like Pep is obviously a genius, right? Which is why at the beginning of the season, I'm like, how can you write this guy off? Like, and trust me, he's falling off. But Yinka, have you noticed his latest innovation? He didn't necessarily do it as much today, but their last 2 games, he's kept the same, except John Stones, he's pretty much kept the same lineup for like the last 3 matches, which it never does.
He's playing the same thing. He played the same formation. Yeah.
But do you know what I'm about to talk about?
Counter-attack.
It's not just the counter. That's what people are talking about, but he's inverting his wingers. Is inverted. He never does that. The one thing Pep used to do and the Arteta learned from Pep, wingers stay wide.
Yeah,
they don't come inside.
And
I saw Henry talking about this.
Defense. Yeah.
Henry said it would have benched me if I did this. But now Doku is playing like a midfielder. And I think Doku was man of the match today. Fair enough. I think we can say he bothered Timber today. Timber is a solid, brick house kind of. Yeah. He struggled today. Doku is in form right now. I don't want to use the results to like do my analysis. Because if Szoboszlai had not scored the worldie, we're saying in Arsenal's 2 toughest games, 1 on the road, 1 at home, they came out with 2 draws, and against your 2 biggest rivals, they didn't get anything off you. You didn't get anything off them. Match their results the rest of the season. Yeah. You're in contention.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what it is. And if let's assume the critics are right. And Arteta is, I would never use the word scared because he's not scared. He's obviously not scared. He didn't play scared as a player. He didn't play scared as a player who had lost his speed due to injury. It was still playing on the front foot. He didn't play scared when they put him as CDM when he was a number 10 and had lost speed, the one thing Arteta is not is scared. So I don't understand where that's coming from. It's smart. Mm-hmm. It's calculated. Doesn't make him scared. Doesn't, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I say all that to say, okay, someone like Arteta, the fact that he's not doing what you would have done doesn't mean he's scared. Like, what are you talking about? Where is all this stuff coming from? But what if his calculation is, okay, we keep it tight. We try to get 1 or 2. If we can't win it, don't lose it. What is wrong with that?
Yep. It's just like boxing, Akin. It's like boxing. There are 2 ways.
It's Mayweather.
You can be an offensive boxer or you can be a defensive boxer.
It's Mayweather.
You just have to win.
It's like Mayweather. But Inka, I'm going to wrap with this. You mentioned Wenger. I'm glad you mentioned Wenger. How many times did we go into these big matches without a plan?
No, we don't have a plan. We've never had plans.
6 goals.
6 goals. Even this same City side, don't even go up to Wenger. This same City side, even with Arteta, we shipped how many in his first few seasons, and it's like I can't play like this. The team cannot play like this. I'm perplexed by the madness that is going on, right? Online. Jamie Carragher had the effrontery to say Arsenal wasted 45 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, I said that.
And I'm like, why is this guy even a pundit? This is a silly thing to say.
He played for the right
wasted
team.
90 minutes?
Yeah.
So is that what, so based on his point, City wasted 90 minutes. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. The reality is the difference up until that 93rd minute, the difference was City had Haaland, Arsenal did not. That was the difference. Gyökeres is not Haaland.
I will even flip it, Aki. The difference is City scored a counter-attacking goal. City came to counter-attack. When was the last time Pep played counter-attacking football? Tell me. Counter-attack is a sign. Aki, hold on. Counter-attack is a sign that this team is better than I am. So I need to chill. I need to soak up as much pressure and see if I can hit them on the counter. That's how City scored.
That's fair.
That's how City played the whole game. So if anybody cannot get the logic or get the sense that a whole Pep Guardiola came to Emirates with his team and said, I will counter-attack. And you're saying, oh, Arsenal is the... No. Come on, guys.
But Yinka, where was our centre-backs?
Mm-hmm.
They were deep in City territory.
Yes.
Remember? That's how the counter-attack started. So how are you scared and your two centre-backs are deep?
Are pressing.
You know what I mean? And Gabriel went in on the front foot. He missed. He didn't get the ball. And then it was a foot race. That's all it is.
The ball fell. There was a melee and the ball fell in favor of Reinders. That's what happened.
That's it.
And then the foot race started. And obviously, Haaland is light years faster.
That's what I'm saying. Any other striker, they handle it. Honestly, Athetico doesn't score that goal because they crush him. Between them, Isak doesn't score that goal. They crush him between them.
Pep took out Haaland and brought in a defender. Against Arsenal.
He played a back five, Yinka. He played a back five at the end.
This is the first time I've never seen this before. And yet, people think, this is 5 games into the season. How many games? 5, isn't it? 5 games into the season. We have 33 more games to play. And people are already saying, fire Arteta.
Yeah. But Yinka, you have to answer my question.
Yes, sir.
So, for Wenger was there 22 years, right?
Yes.
I would argue for the last 10, maybe more, you should have been gone, right? But every time people like me said it should be gone, who can you bring? I'm like, literally anybody at that point. But I'm at a point now where I'm like, who can you bring?
No, Aki, it's not even a matter of who can you bring. There's no need.
No, let's for the sake of argument, who can you bring?
I'm not even entertaining that. I'm not. See, okay, let me indulge you. Nobody. I can't think of anybody. But I'm telling you, it is asinine at this point for anybody to consider that we need a change of coach.
That's crazy.
That's my point.
For me, it's crazy.
It's unbelievable. We've said, we don't have a squad. Arsenal don't have a squad. They don't have a squad. Now he has a squad. Now you're saying you don't use the squad. You have to. You can't. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to use the squad.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, glad we got that off our chest. Anything else from the Champions League from this past?
No, I think we can just...
No, you got everything.
We've already moved into the EPL, so let's just continue with the EPL. So and we'll come back to the other leagues. Yeah.
Okay. So EPL, the only thing that stood out for me was, Everton did attempt to come back. Ghana actually scored a really good goal. And then Liverpool held on. Maybe 5 more minutes, it could have been interesting, but it is what it is. Some of the goals, Everton will really have to question themselves. Both goals actually. But Nika, Athetico looks like a man. It looks like, the more I look at him, I'm like, I think everyone who was looking for a striker this past off season underrated this kid. I honestly, I don't see what Isaac is gonna do that would make me go, oh, that's much better, in my opinion. So,
Aki, I hear you, and I think Liverpool, right, is amplifying his talents and his skills. The fact that he's playing within that team. Most of the goals that he scored, it's almost on the platter of gold, and he just needs to finish. The hustle is not really required, if you get what I mean.
But he is hustler.
No, but not as much. If you understand, his hold up play is not there. Most of the games is Salah sets him up. Is one touch finish. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, and I'm not trying to water down his skill or his importance and everything. Yeah. But I think Liverpool have a conundrum on their hands. It's either going to be him or Isak. It can't be the two of them together. It's either going to be him or Isak. Yeah? So it's a good headache to have for Slot. Like I said, there are multiple games to play, especially if you're in it for the long haul. Yeah? So he will get games. He will score goals. He's in a Liverpool side that are superb attacking-wise, right? That the machinery is already there. The team is not struggling. If you had put Athetico in a United right now, you will be wondering, is going to look like Sesko too, if you get what I mean. Because nothing is being served for him to finish. Nothing. So I get what you're saying, and I like him also. I like him actually. I think he's a very good player, right? But yeah, I'm surprised he actually started ahead of Isak. I was shocked.
Isak didn't have a off season. He didn't have a preseason. Sorry, not off. He had only an off season. He didn't have a preseason, so he didn't play. I don't think he played any games. So it's gonna take him a while. And this kid, but for me, it's not even the goals. I know people will focus on the goals. I look at the movement. I look at the understanding. Like, I didn't see him make moves and people not find him, or people try to find him and he didn't make the move. So I'm just like, he's as much as I agree that, look, the team's good. He's also a very intelligent player.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
He's extremely intelligent, and his movement is fluid, and he's solid. Like, you can't bully him off the ball, and he's adapting. Like, they played without Wirtz. He did the same things anyway. Without a natural cam behind him. And I see him, the ability to drop deep. I'm like, how did he learn all these skills? He's only 22. I really think there's something special about him. I really do. But we'll see.
Still on the EPL. Before we go to United, I know it's United you want to go to.
Of course.
Before we go to United, we need to talk about Villa, right? And Sunderland. So today, Sunderland went a man down. Then Villa scored. And Sunderland with 10 men actually equalized, and the game ended 1-1.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, right? That Emery IGG, we are getting to that point where Villa fans and their board will probably look at him and say, dude, nah, we can't do this anymore. I think they're almost there. Yeah? Because Sunderland with 10 men today, because I watched the game, they looked better than Villa. With 10 men. They look better than Villa.
The interview after did not help. Because
I didn't even watch that. What did he say?
Remember, I said it's such a caustic guy. It was just like, and we drew, and the game's over, and there's nothing you can do now, blase, and it shouldn't be happening. I'm just like, man, it looks like someone has snatched his soul, They're going. Watch
out, they might fire him very soon.
I think so. Or he might walk. Like, he's that kind of guy. Soon. He might walk. Somehow it will be interesting if he leaves before Graham Potter.
Nah, I don't think Graham Potter might not make next week at this point. Anyway, let's move on to United Chelsea.
Okay. So I don't know what you guys were worried about. All is well at United. The score goes now. They're gonna win the league. It's wonderful. So what was all the fretting about? Amorim is gonna build an army. everything will be great. But anyway, jokes apart, Cunha came back. Is still a good player. Still like him. For me, I think the biggest problem is they need someone who knows football running that club. I think Amorim is too young, is too inexperienced, to not have someone who knows what they're doing, who is out of diapers, running things. There was a, conversation with their sir, whatever his name is, Ratcliffe. He flew into the grounds or whatever, and they had I don't know if you saw, they asked Amorim what the conversation was about, and he needs to stop trying to tell jokes, and he joked that, he offered me a new contract, ha ha ha, kind of thing. And I'm like, now is not the time. This is not the time for jokes. But again, people talk about emotional intelligence. I think this guy lacks it. He doesn't understand when to hold them and when to fold them. I'm like, don't joke about an extension when you can't win a game. But anyway, Mbuemo, you saw the good and the bad with him, in the same game. Yeah. There's a reason he's not Saka and will never be, but good luck to them. Again, your captain, fantastic, scored a goal, celebrated like he had just defeated, the Roman Empire or something. I just can't stand him. But I think Chelsea did it to themselves with the 6th minute or 5th minute red card.
Sending off. Yeah.
Sending off, which was 100% a sending off. I disagreed with you, Yinka, on the Casemiro second yellow. And I think I was texting today that we saw they gave a yellow for it in our game today. It's the same yellow. You cannot have your hands draped around somebody. And I think referees, only in special circumstances should a referee think about, this would be a second yellow. If the player is stupid, it should get that second yellow.
I disagree with you. I don't think that's
okay. Go for it. Tell me.
No, I'm not even going to argue with you on that one. That's the list of United's problems, right?
And tell us all of United's problems.
You've perfectly. I'm saying the red card or the yellow is the list of their problems. You've highlighted their problems enough.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the other side, and I think I mentioned it earlier on. Maresca, right? So you get a red card, right? And then you just go gung ho and you start removing people anyhow. He just did some stupid substitution. I'm like,
3 attackers removed.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is naivety at its height. And I told you, I said, is it that the team is immature, or the coach is immature, or both of them are immature? That's the way it seems to me. Now, see, automatically when they got the yellow card, when they got the red card, me personally, the first thing that will come to me, if I'm the coach, the first thing that will come to my mind is, I need people that are industrious. It's the cardinal rule of getting, when you go one man down, you need the people on the pitch to be industrious. You cannot have a passenger on the team anymore. Cole Palmer should have been taken off. I'm sorry. He should have gone. It's the same reason why when Wenger, those years ago, when, what was his name? Wenger, Barcelona, went in the Champions League final, when Lehmann got the red card, guess who came off? It was Bobby Pires. It wasn't Ljungberg.
Pires, yeah.
Why? Because Ljungberg is the more industrious player than Bobby Pires. Right? Why leave Cole Palmer on the pitch and take off Neto? Neto is way more industrious than Cole Palmer. Because at that point, all you needed to do is let's try and keep this game at this and see if we can nick something. That was what I expected. Then he made those raft of changes. Then he now took off Cole Palmer. But I think Cole Palmer was injured. I'm not too sure.
It's possible. Right? He hasn't been fit. He hasn't been really fit. Yes,
and I'm like, what are you doing? Then I think he took off somebody that he brought on before towards the end of the game. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
To be fair, he brought them on very early, right? Very early. So
no. But I thought that was immature, right? But hey, the game itself, I think the rain saved both sides because they could blame it on the rain, like Badili. You see what I did there? But yeah, the two sides are not. I'm sorry. They're not
anyway. So I have to ask: are you telling me that Chelsea are not contenders this year? Because this time last year you thought they were.
But the team last year is different from the team this year.
Yeah, it is Chelsea. That's true.
It's like they've shipped out quite a number of people and they brought in quite a number of people. It's like a revolving door of not too good players. So I can't even. So I don't know. I don't know what they are. But their fans will tell you they're not contenders, but they're world champions. You see what I'm saying? You see, you don't throw stones and hide your hand. That's not how it works, right? You don't do that. You don't do that. But that's what they're doing. Right now, Chelsea. There's no excuse. Nobody's saying there's no excuse for Chelsea. Nobody. After spending almost 2 billion, 1 point something billion pounds or so, but
Amazing.
they can continue to live normally. It's Arsenal that doesn't have an excuse. Okay, let's move on to La Liga, Vic.
Okay, so we're running out of time. So let's just say, what other leagues do we have left? La Liga,
Bundesliga.
Yeah, we kind of talked about Bundesliga.
Wait.
Yeah.
So it's La Liga, Syria, okay. Inter won earlier on today. Juve drew, and that's it. Napoli play tomorrow. I think we just go to La Liga, where Barca won today. So they're right behind Madrid. Madrid. I told you I think I like what I see. So
yeah, you keep saying
so. The midweek game, Champions League game, they had a red card and they played with 2 men, but they got a dubious penalty. I get all that. But I think they still found a way to win. Yesterday, Mbappe looks different. Let me just say it now.
No, it's true. Yeah.
He's moving different. It looks different. It looks more engaged. It looks like he's like saying, guys, this is my team now. Yeah. And I think every other person is beginning to get the message, including Vinny Jr., right? I think so, right? So like I said, Xabi Alonso is just saying, you know what? Let me be defensively disciplined. The magic I have in front will get me goals. What I need to worry about, the rest of you worry about not conceding.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Eder Militao scored a bullet yesterday. And I'm so happy for him. He's not played for a long time. He's been injured in and out of the. It's been tough, but he scored a banger yesterday. I'm happy for him. Madrid look good. They look the real deal. Let's see what happens as the season unfolds.
I like when good things happen to good people. Militao is, by all indication, a gentleman. A good dude. So congratulations.
Yes, sir.
So can we say we've wrapped the week that was, and we can quickly look at what's coming up next week?
Absolutely. Okay. Let's go.
So, as always, we're just going to highlight a few games on the calendar. Atleti are hosting Real Madrid. So that's one of the big derbies in world football, as we talked about. I think Atleti have the inferior team.
Yes.
And it's not particularly close.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure they have the inferior coach for this moment. And I'm not saying my guy is a better coach than Xabi Alonso. I'm saying he's been in bigger moments than Xabi Alonso has been as a head coach. So, and they're home. And this guy knows, just like Conte, he knows how to prosecute the case, so to speak, for one big game, right? Okay, he will drive you nuts over 38, but for one game, there's things he can bring out. Well, I think it could be a banana skin type game for Real. What do you think? Do you think there's any chance for Atleti to win?
Nah. They drew again. They drew again today. Was it yesterday or today? And they got a man sent off. They got a man sent off today. And I get what you're saying. It's a big game. It's a derby. Yeah, I agree with you. Simeone can find a way to rattle Madrid, right?
Yeah.
But nah.
You're not seeing it.
I don't see it.
Okay.
I don't see it. I might be wrong. I'll be happy if I'm wrong, so that at least things gets. The boat gets rocked a bit,
Yeah.
I'll be happy. But nah, I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah.
Newcastle host Arsenal next. So the crazy thing, Inka, Newcastle, Nick Pope, that's his name, the goalkeeper. I'm not a fan at all. I just don't like his style. they've played 5 games. He's kept 4 clean sheets. They've just drawn 3 of the 5. So there's something there. Like I said, they haven't had a bad game. Voltamata he should have got a penalty, by the way. I don't know. For me, when they pull you back outside of the box, every referee calls it. And sometimes they give a yellow to who pulls you back. But if they pull you in the box, they're like, you're diving. I don't get this, Yinka.
You know how many pulls happen in the box?
But this one was clear. There was no one else around them. It was going for the ball, and they pulled him back by his shirt. And then they said it was diving.
It's a contact sport. Was he yellow carded for diving?
No.
So it's not diving. It's not a diving. They just said it's not a foul. They just said the pull is not enough for you to go down. It's not a foul. Simple.
But in this case, it was enough.
How would you know?
It was enough. No, because it was literally going like this. It was going like this, and they pulled him back.
I'm just pulling your legs, right? Frankly, I don't care. But anyway, good point around Pope. I think it's their defense. It's been solid. Livramento is having a fantastic season, and their midfield 3 has been. They kind of, they're compact, yeah. But here's the thing: Arsenal away to Newcastle has always been a problematic game for Arsenal, right?
That's fair.
Yeah, so now Arsenal have to win this game. And Newcastle have a way of turning up against the big sides. Remember what they did to Liverpool? It's just unfortunate that they got that red card. They probably should have won the game, yeah?
I agree.
So it's going to be a good game. Whatever happens, yeah. I think it's going to be a good game. Arsenal are not a walkover. Newcastle are not a walkover. It's going to be a good game. Very good game. Yep.
All right. A big one in Italy. Milan hosting Napoli. What do you think will happen?
Milan, they started off the season a bit shaky, but they seem to have steadied. Yeah. Allegri, I don't like him, but I'll give it to him. I think he's kind of found a way to make them.
He knows how to coach in Italy. I told you this. He does.
So let's see how it goes. It's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to that one. Definitely looking forward to that one. Yeah.
All right. I think we're going to go to our worthy mentions, and there's only one worthy mention. A certain Mr. Jose Mourinho is off to Benfica.
Yes, sir.
I don't know where to go with this. Is this still relevant in world football?
No. So, but here's the thing, right? Yeah. You're a Porto icon. If there's anywhere you shouldn't go to, it should be Benfica.
Or Lisbon.
But Lisbon or Benfica.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere else. Don't go to those 2 teams. And he will get there. He will rattle the Benfica people, rattle Porto, just go and rattle the whole Portuguese league. Yeah. Has he ever coached the Portuguese national team before?
No. For 10 years ago, it's time for him to go take
That's where he needs
national
to get
job.
to. You're an elder statesman now. Go take the national team job.
Yeah.
Not Benfica, all these clubs. It's like you're just hustling for paychecks now. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. It will get fired and get paid out.
That's it.
Yinka, did he ever coach at Benfica before he went to Porto?
No.
He never did? Okay,
it was Barcelona. He went through the ranks in Barcelona. Then he took over at Porto.
I'm
sorry. This is
for those who don't follow closely, right?
Yeah.
Lisbon is obviously the big city, the biggest city in Portugal, and Benfica is in Lisbon. Sporting is in Lisbon, and then Porto is away in Porto. And those are the 3 biggest clubs. You have Boavista, whatever.
Yeah.
But Benfica and Sporting don't like each other because they're in the same city, and both of them don't like Porto because Porto is in a different city. And Porto has been very successful. Porto has won the Champions League twice. Remember Rabamaja in 1987, and then Mourinho in 2004,
and the rest of them.
In 2004. So so they and of course Benfica was the club of Eusebio, right?
Yeah.
So and they won like 6 or whatever back in the day with Eusebio, and Sporting went 19 years without winning the Portuguese Liga
until Amorim
came in. And now, so anyway, so this should be fun. He will probably go do what he did at
Turkey.
Turkey and scatter the whole place.
He said that Turkish league is beneath him, more or less. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, he said he shouldn't have gone to Turkey because they don't.
Stronger league, Turkey or Portugal?
Portugal. Sorry, Turkey. It's Turkey, not Portugal. The only three teams in the Portuguese league. Yeah, they have teams that have won Champions League, but I don't judge it by that. The Turkish league has a wider, a wider spread of solid teams than Portugal.
It's interesting. I don't think we even need to. I think everybody knows who our donkey of the week will be for the second week in a row and third week in 5.
Like I'm telling you, if there's a Ballon d'Or or goats, whatever, for donkeys of the week, it'll be that specific group, right?
Arsenal fans.
It's them, then refs in general, but Arsenal fans, man, do better.
Yinka, you mentioned AFTB. So there's the usual suspects who bloviate. But I thought I could always count on, James, the youngish gentleman. I thought I could always count on him for reasoned, calm reactions. And now he has his own channel. So when that popped up for me, I'm like, let me see what James has to say. And he went straight to, I always believed, I didn't just hope, I believed that, Arteta would win big things, whether with us or with someone else. Now I'm at a point where I don't believe it anymore. I'm like, a 2, James? What are we doing? I'm like, you too? And he just spent the next 10 minutes talking about that. It was very disheartening for me. So that was the first one I watched.
He's been radicalized. I don't watch anymore.
Sad.
Right? Frankly, I don't. It's just it's the same thing that happens. On my YouTube, I just see the thumbnail and I'm like, from the thumbnail, you know what they're about to say. You know the nonsense that's about to be spewed, right? He's been radicalized. That's what it is.
That's terrible.
That's it. That's what I would say.
That's terrible.
And maybe Akin is because you and I, we are we're the older.
Elder gentleman.
But I would look at some elderly people on there too that they just, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. All I want is for the team to be relevant, for the team to matter, right? It's nobody's birthright to win Jack. Nobody's birthright, right? I rest my case. I
would just close on this. I try not to say, especially in sports, that someone cannot do something. Again, I've said that many times on here. I say they haven't done it. Yeah, they haven't done it yet. And I keep bringing up the example of Claudio Ranieri. When people would say, oh, he's a loser. I'm like, why would you call someone a loser who is showing up every day and doing the best they can and not really getting the top jobs, if we're being real at the time? It wasn't, I'm like, they called him a loser because it was at Roma. I'm like, Roma was always a 1-player team. So I'm like, maybe 2 players when Daniele De Rossi was there too. So I'm like, why would you call the man a loser? I didn't get it. So that was why I was so excited for him when Leicester happened, because I always thought he got a raw deal with Chelsea. He would have eventually won things with Chelsea with all the players they got, with all the money they had. So for me, for people to come out and say this person cannot win, it just doesn't make sense to me. But
it doesn't make sense.
I'm not going to over-index on that. You can take us out. We're done.
And before we go out, the Dallas Cowboys have been beaten silly by the Bears.
Who is another? Caleb Williams is another one that they're saying cannot do it. I'm like, he's a kid. He's starting what? Is 15th game? I don't know.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway. That's me going off on another tangent we don't have the time for. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscription. But as you know, as I always say, we're Oliver Twist. We want more. Anytime we pop up across your social media platforms, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and even hit the notification bell, especially on YouTube, to get our content when we release, so you don't miss out on anything. Thank you very much, guys. Akin.
Thank you, Yinka. Thank you, everyone. The Eagles had an amazing comeback today, so go Birds.
I saw that.
We're now 3-0. But we will see you next week, and goodbye.
Cheers, people. Bye.